I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you even left them. March 18, 2020 was the day I moved out of my dorm. I had so many different types of emotions when I was getting ready to leave the place I called home for 8 months. I was excited to go home and see my family, but I was heartbroken. I had to leave my friends so soon. Everyone probably had an experience like this, whether you moved out of your childhood home or leaving to go home on a vacation. I have experienced this when I moved out of Lincoln and came back to my hometown. Today I will share the story of saying goodbye to my friends, packing my belongings, and moving out. The night before moving out, I said goodbye to my friends for the last time. We all went and got dinner at our favorite restaurant, Laszlo's, following a perfect sunny day for some ice cream at Ivanica. Our plan was to rent the city bikes, but we were all too full and decided to drive back to my dorm anyway. When we got back, we took what seemed like hundreds of Polaroid photos to capture our last moments together. We listened to music and reminisced about all the memories that we had for hours. After growing with my floor mates from not even knowing who they were 8 months ago to staying up until 6 in the morning just talking with them, I feel like I have met some of my lifelong friends. By the end of the night, I was saying my goodbyes to everybody. I kept it together until my last goodbye to my best friend, Ethan. He moved back to Michigan, so I would not see him until next year. While unsuccessfully holding back my tears, I gave him one last hug before he went back to his dorm. After an amazing night with my friends, I finally went to bed thinking about all the amazing memories we made and thinking about the abundance of clothes I have to pack into my tiny suitcase tomorrow. The next day, I wake up bright and early and start packing all of my belongings. As I was gazing over the dozens of boxes laying on my floor, I was thankful my parents would be there soon to help settle some of my nerves. I also did not want to end up dragging my 50-pound futon down the hallway by myself. When I was saying goodbye to my roommate Maria, who would be moving back to Germany, I thought to myself, I probably won't be rooming with you again. Even though we had some good times, she was not my favorite roommate. My parents finally arrived, and this was it. My roommate would continue to stay in the dorm for the next couple of weeks because she couldn't travel outside the country because of COVID, but my parents still said their goodbyes to her. Everyone began loading up the cars full of my belongings, leaving Maria with a half-empty room. Several long, painful hours later, we had all the vehicles packed full of my stuff, and I finally went back up to room 1234 to say my final goodbye. This might have been the hardest part of leaving, seeing a bare room where I lived for over a semester and a half during my crazy freshman year. As I took my last gaze around the room, memories of playing Just Dance on the Wii, countless hours of watching Bob's Burgers on Hulu with my friends, and studying for hours in my desk start flooding back. I picked up one of the Polaroid pictures I forgot from the night before and tucked it in my wallet where I knew it'd be safe. I started shedding a few tears while grabbing my backpack from under my bed where I kept it. I took one last look. I couldn't believe this was it. My last moments in my dorm room. Closing my door, I took one last look before shutting it forever. As the saying goes, all good things must come to the end, but my whole heart was wishing it wouldn't. As I'm wrapping up, you can see how painful it was for me to say goodbye to my friends, pack my belongings, and finally leave my dorm room. After it was all over, looking back on my first year of college, I can't help but smile. I love remembering the good, and I'm even thankful for the bad times that I had there. The people I met becoming my lifelong friends, all the struggles that I went through that made me the person I am today, and the hundreds of memories that I will be able to tell my kids someday, makes me forever thankful that I went to college. As crappy as it seemed living in a musty 10-by-10 dorm room with one other person, I didn't realize I was living in the good old days until I actually